What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Reddit video here on the Live Stories channel. My name is of course Dylan, and today we're going to be looking at some stories from the subreddit Tales from the Customer. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Waiter steals my money, manager blames me for having to fire him. I just found this sub and boy do I have the story for you. It was my best friend's 20th birthday, so myself and our third best friend decided to go to our local chain restaurant. They don't take reservations on the weekend, so we understandably waited a good amount of time to be seated. But our waiter made sure to take extra time to take our orders. He was a middle-aged guy drenched in sweat and undeniably happy. But I get it, I work in food/retail, as do my friends, so we are probably more understanding than most. We waited about 20 minutes, watching him buzz by us and serve all the tables around us. At one point, a couple was sat down across from us about 10 minutes after us, and he took their orders first. By then we had politely told them that we were ready to order. My friends ordered their food, and I ordered their Cubano sandwich, specifically asking for French fries with my side of ranch. He looked at me funny and said, "Cubano? Who orders it like that? Literally no one." I nervously laughed, mainly because I didn't know what the hell to say. So he took our orders and went. About 45 minutes goes by. No food, which isn't a big deal, we're having a good time. And then our food comes. My friends get theirs and I get my sandwich and no fries. He says they're taking extra time. No worries man, I can wait. And I do. I wait 25 minutes. I decided to go to the bathroom, which has a ginormous line, and think surely they'll be there when I get back. About 15 minutes goes by and I head back to the table and they aren't there. So I decide it's time and head over to talk to a manager. I really hate going there, but I just wanted my fries. The manager greets me and I explain the situation. His response to me is, "Oh Chris, yeah, he's having a few rough nights, it doesn't surprise me." I had absolutely no bloody clue what to say to that. So we walk back to the table where my fries are not waiting for me yet. The manager says he's going to get them right away. As he stepped away, my friends tell me that the waiter actually stopped by our table, without fries, demanding where I went. Here's a text of that happening between my friends and I. They felt super uncomfortable and told him the bathroom. He responded by laughing and saying, "That better be where she is." The manager returns with my fries and we let him know the comments that were made. He kind of shrugs and walks away. By now my food is cold and the waiter comes back. My friends dash to the bathroom as they saw him approaching, and I pretend to take a phone call to avoid him. Instead of taking the hint, he literally stood at the corner of our table and just side-eyed me the whole time. I didn't know what to do, so I pretended to hang up, asked him for the check and a box after he wouldn't leave. My friends came back as he did with the check. Two of them put their meals on a card, and I put down a $20 bill towards my meal. When Chris came to collect our bill, I told him personally, cash first then card. My friends also said please do cash first and then the card. He even repeated it back to us. Great, the bill was about $60. He came back, set down the checkbook and walked off. My friend went to look at the bill and said, "I think he charged the full amount on my card." She checked her bank account and he charged the full amount on her card. At this point, my friends called Chris over and we asked him about the $20. He responds with, "What $20 bill?" I swear to God smoke came out of my ears, so I went to find the manager again. When I explained the situation, the manager seemed really unaffected, which surprised me. The only things he said to me were, "Well, that's his third strike, thanks to you he's probably got out of a job tonight." The manager adjusted our bill to show my $20 and we left. Let me tell you, it felt like I was in a different universe. I've already contacted corporate and I got a $25 gift card, so, you know, it totally made up for everything. God, that manager was wrong on so many levels, particularly on the comment that it was his fault that the waiter was fired. That was the waiter's fault. He was the one that failed to do his job to a satisfactory standard consistently. It just seems weird to me. I don't know. Beg for tip, get told why it went to busboy instead. I usually give good tips. I don't usually mind if a place is slow, especially during busy meal hours. I know waiters / servers need tips, and I'm usually very kind and understanding, at least I think so. Today was not a day Mum or I wanted to be so. For dinner, Mum and I went to a new restaurant. Not new overall, but new to us. The waiter was horrid. Took over 15 minutes to get us our drinks. Soup and salad got there before we got water. Blamed every long delay on the cook / staff / busboy / everyone but himself. I mean, one excuse was that they couldn't get refills on our drinks because the bar hadn't made them. The problem with that was that the soda vending machines were clearly visible to me and were not in the bar, and Mum had water. No bar attender needed and no reason to be at the bar for our table. What was really annoying was the guy kept calling himself the middleman and begging us not to blame me during the short conversations we had. We didn't complain, we didn't want to talk / chat with a person who couldn't do a job, we just wanted our food, which was still very good, and to leave. At the end, he was begging us to give him a tip repeatedly, such as when he was helping to clear dessert and handing over the check. I gave him a tip to the busboy who was actually seen doing his job when he came by, and we left a quarter on the table. I walked out with Mum. The manager and him followed us, begging to know what was wrong, and stating that the bill obviously meant a higher tip should be paid. Why? Because they say so? Response from Mum was great. According to him, points at server, our food was late because of your cooks. Our non-alcoholic drinks took 15 to 20 minutes because of the bar attender. Our dessert was required to be served late and separate because of you, and our overall dinner was lukewarm because of the other servers. So we gave the tip to the most deserving person in that building, the one we saw working, the busboy. Got in the car and left. No idea how the manager responded to that, and don't think we'll be going back. Edit for the confused souls. No, we tipped the busboy about $12, 15% of the bill, and gave the waiter a quarter. I don't think I left that much out of the story, so I'm more confused as to why people think that. I think the only big thing I may have left out was that after our trip, I reviewed Yelp, and yes, the place had 2 stars out of 5, and mainly due to servers. We went because coupon received in the mail and had never been before. Despite the delicious food and the fact it's the only steak and seafood place near us, we won't be going back. I don't know what the trend is with today's stories, but managers seem to be awful at the moment. Is it normal for a manager to ask why such a low tip was left? I've literally never heard of that before, and I think that's outrageous. Leave a comment down below if you've ever had any tipping stories with either serving members or managers saying something to you about tips. And there's also the whole debate about tipping norms. I mean, in Europe you don't always tip, it's not standard, but with America it seems to be 20%, that's what I understand anyway. So, a little backstory. My wife and I have been together for nearly 20 years. When we were still teenagers and dating, I was dirt poor, so the fanciest place I could take her was a chain Italian place. Let's call it Grape Lawn, known for their endless pasta. That was our big date night place. I saved for that night. I also have a temper, a bad temper. That being said, I have really good control over it. I'm also very protective of my loved ones. So with that out of the way, here we go. Cast. Girlfriend. My girlfriend who is now my wife. Me. Obvious. Waiter. This is getting redundant. MGR, the manager. So I'd saved up for 2 weeks and taken the girlfriend to the restaurant. She absolutely loved their cheese fondue appetizer, so she ordered that one before even giving her drink order. Waiter was nice and we were having a lovely time. Well, the hot plate of cheese and bread arrived and we dug in. All was going great until the girlfriend got this really odd look on her face mid-chew. I looked to her concerned. Is everything okay? She purses her lips and spits out into her hand a pebble-sized piece of glass. Still looking confused, she showed it to me and I took it from her hand. I was pissed. What if she had bit into that? What if she had swallowed that? I immediately flagged down our waiter, and when he came over, "Yes sir, how can I help you?" As I said at the start, I have a bit of a temper but really good control over it. Well, control had locked me down at this moment, so with basically every fibre of my being keeping me sitting calmly, I held open my hand and I said quietly, if a bit measured and overly calm, my wife confirms that is how I sounded, but she does add it was laden with cold fury, My girlfriend found this in her mouth. Now, as mad as I wanted to make sure that they did not serve any more of this to anyone else, what if there was more glass? Waiter, looking like a deer in headlights. Oh, did you want me to get the manager? Me, still holding the glass up, nodded slowly and the waiter practically ran to get him. A few moments later, manager hurried over to our table. I am terribly sorry, sir. One of our servers dropped a glass in the kitchen and it exploded. We thought we got it all, but a piece must have made it into the pot. I want you to know that we've thrown the entire batch out to be certain. He paused briefly as if to gauge my reaction. And of course, we'll take it off your bill. This did give me a measure of comfort again, as I was worried about the other people, but at the same time I was extremely upset at what had nearly happened. I sat there with my hands steepled in front of me, meeting his gaze. I knew at that exact moment I probably could not speak politely, and knew full well this was an accident and no one's fault. I was working to calm down. Manager met my gaze and looked like he wanted to walk away, but could not break the eye contact and suddenly added, "And your drinks and entries are on us too." I continued to meet his gaze. He began to back up and turn when he suddenly turned back, "And feel free to order dessert." At which point he spun on his heel and hurried away. Girlfriend did eventually help me calm down, otherwise it was a lovely meal. True to manager's word, we were not charged for one thing and we did get dessert. We left and I was satisfied with the outcome. P.S. I want to stress, I hold no ill will to the restaurant or the staff, but I think they handled the situation well, and again accidents happen. I just will never forget the look on that man's face and him yelling out, "And feel free to order dessert," then running away. Also, I feel I need a clarification. Some feel I'm glorifying this incident. Others are called me macho and condoning road rage and roid rage. I love the internet, so many extremes. But some have asked for a little clarification. While I can see how some people got these opinions, it's not the case. A couple of key points to note in your reading comprehension. I was a teenager and this was nearly 20 years ago. Some have said I sound proud, and I would have to say I am for how calm I remained overall, since I do have such a bad temper. The control has come from years of practice and self-work to control it. I urge anyone who deals with anger problems to seek help. I had to go at it alone for a variety of reasons, and it was a slow and painful process. This story was more the comical way a manager acted to a teenage boy who didn't say a single word to him and only looked at him. Remember, I never raised my voice, nor acted violently. I said one sentence. But I know people's opinions are your own, and you're welcome to think what you like. I hope you find some better stories that you enjoy and have a wonderful day. Well, all I can say is your drinks are free and your entrees, and I'll throw in dessert. Do you want my job too? Please take it, and my car, and my wife. My children would also be in much better hands if you took them as well. Please, sir, just stop staring at me with such a powerful teenager gaze. If you're rude to a cashier, I'll call you out. Short and sweet, and it happened today. I popped into the neighbourhood grocery store to grab a couple of things on my way home from work. I didn't have any change on me to get a cart, so I asked the person behind customer service desk because all the lines at the till were crazy long. She took me to an unopened till to make change, and an older couple came up behind me asking if she was open. She saw what they had and told them that what they were buying was max 2 per transaction. For anyone curious, there were boxes of 100 Halloween chocolate bars for $7.99. That's a steal. The husband rudely says, "There are 2 of us, we will do 2 transactions." The cashier sighs and proceeded to get my change. As she was doing this, the wife asked the husband, "Did she hear you?" To which the husband replies, "She doesn't listen, she's on vacation." I turned to the man and said, "She's helping me right now," and then turned to the cashier and said, "I'm sorry you have to deal with entitled people." She thanked me and said, "It's nice of you to acknowledge that." Nobody clapped. I bought my groceries and 1 box of Halloween chocolate bars. Hey, maybe there should be a subreddit called Entitled Customers. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the show. If you did, leave a like rating down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.